Okay, so guys, welcome to the call. And I'm glad when we got kind of carried away before the call started, just chatting away. And I know there's football on tonight, and I've always said that we have 40 or 50 people on the call. Sometimes we have 10. And look, I feel morally obligated to do these calls every single week, and the reason I feel like I'm supposed to do that is because I feel like I got to do what God tells me to do. And I'd stop. And so let me mute everybody because I know there's some people that they're on it. You guys, just so you guys can. But I'm just going to share some really quick things about stuff that I learned from my experience going to Boston for the first time. They had like 60-degree weather previous to this thing, and then I got there and it was like 10 degrees and 9 degrees, and I was like. And thank God my wonderful wife gave me my jacket to take with me. And it kind of, Daniel's probably laughing too at me because he was in Ohio for a while. And it brought me back to my memory of, living in Ohio and wearing, and if, I don't know if some of you saw some of the pictures that I posted. I was in a sock hat most of the time I was there, and I really didn't care because it was cold. And I woke up on Saturday to teach Life Vantage Academy. And those of you know it's 4 hours on your feet and I don't take a break, right? And some of these people had been coming to Life Vantage Academy, had never missed, like myself, never missed an event for years and years and years, 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 years. And it was, guys, it was humbling. I always say this all the time. I feel like I learn the most when I'm teaching, right? Like I told Stacy this when Stacy drove down to hear me. I asked, and I'll ask you guys this, is your success, and you can type this answer down in the chat, okay? Everybody, if you want, type this answer down in the chat, okay? Is your success based on lack of opportunity or lack of education? Type some answers. You guys want me to give you a hint? Stacy got it right because Stacy remembered me saying that, right, Stacy? It's lack of education, guys. Opportunity is around you every single day. Stacy went down to hear Joe Bowen speak. And I told Stacy, I said, man, I get goosebumps when I think about it because Joe is one of the most humble guys from Nebraska you're ever going to meet. Like he said to me one day we were playing golf and he said, Mike, you know what? He said, have you ever missed an event in Life Vantage? And I said, no, never missed one. Teaching or going. I'm actually going to miss my first one in Cancun. We had to sell our tickets because we're moving during that time frame, which really stinks. But everything happens for a reason. So to be honest with you, I don't really feel like we're missing it because we bought our tickets. We just had to sell them because we're actually going to be moving. Can't be in two places at one time, right? So it just happens. But I'll never miss another event. And here's why. Because I watch what people do to get what they want to get, and I'm going to do what they want to do if I want what they want, right? Plain and simple, easy to understand. If you want what other people, it's the reason why we are part of the 1%ers. And I told the people there, and guys, I'm just going to tell you this because it encouraged me. I had 2 ladies drive me back from New Hampshire back to Boston. And the one lady had never missed an event in like 4 or 5 years. And she said, Michael, she said, I know you've probably already heard this. She said, but no one's ever got a standing ovation from teaching Life Vantage Academy. And I was like, really? I mean, not even Marcel. She said, no. She said, when people stood after you cheered, after you sat down and finished, she said, she asked me this. She said, how did that make you feel? Right? And I was like, you have no idea. Like when I turned and looked, like it was so encouraging and so humbling at the same spot because I just said to myself, I was like, wow, I just learned so much. And here people are cheering for me and I learned and I was ready to go home and go to work, right? So the biggest thing for me is in 2020 is I'm going to encourage you guys, just do something different than you did in 2019. Don't just go to an event and listen. Like there was Andy D'Agostino, Pro 7. He's Dan Mulberg's partner. He said, Michael, he goes, oh my God. He goes, I feel like I just learned stuff all over that I should have been implementing a long time ago, but I just haven't been doing it. He said, I've been trying to reinvent the wheel. Why am I reinventing the wheel? Why am I not adding this stuff on to what I already did? And I asked him, and you guys ask yourself this, and you can make comments down in the chat box. Let me ask you this question, okay? What is something that you struggle with the most? Or let me rephrase that. What do you think that people struggle with the most? I'm going to give you a hint. It's something that most people don't do once, twice, 3 times, or even 5 times. Can you guess? I'll just tell you this. There it goes. Vic said it. Mike said the invite. Guys, it's the follow-up. Most of you guys know my story that Daniel Bernard followed up with me for 6 months. You know what I asked the crowd? I said, are you guys glad that Daniel followed up with me for 6 months? Because I wouldn't be here, right? Are you guys glad that the person that followed up with you more than once or twice or 3 times or for 6 months? And that's it. Dave just said it. Here's the number one thing that another thing that I learned, because I was in a group of leaders at their chamber of commerce in Portsmouth. Guys, Portsmouth is a really cool city. They have great sushi, which was really awesome. And I said this. I told Stacy this before we got on. People flew in from or took the bus and took trains and stuff to come in, and they spent the night because they just wanted to be there. Like, people wanted change in 2020. And guys, I said this. I told this to Stacy and Sherry before we got on. Do you guys know that after Cancun, we have 8 months in a row that we have LifeVantage Academy? Many of you won't even drive 3 and 4 hours to go. 1 Saturday out of the month. 1 Saturday, right? I asked Stacy, I said, Stacy, was it worth it? And he said, absolutely. And you know what he said? He said, Mike, it's better than going to the big events. He said, do you know why? Because you're not hustling and bustling. You're actually focused, and you're in a smaller environment, and you can meet more people. Most of you, you know what I said, and I've done this in every city. I've learned that people need to meet new people, right? When we stopped having LifeVantage Academy in Atlanta, Georgia, my business crumpled. Do you know why? I believe that we'd be a $500 million company if we'd have continued to keep, it was called Premier School back then, if we would continue to build and just rotate speakers. Guys, I don't need to speak. I just feel like I'm called to speak. And when they tell me it's time for new people, I'm going to be okay with it. But guess where I'll be? I'll be wherever there's one at. Guys, we don't even have one in the whole state of Florida. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, they do them virtual. And here's what will happen. All of my team that doesn't have it in some place, Tracy, prime example, doesn't have one. Guess what she did? She watched Marcel and took notes and took action. Guys, before I go into this, I want to show you guys some slides that I found. Darren was a speaker at a major financial conference. And I got my hands on the slides, which was kind of cool. So I wanted to show you guys some really cool things to kind of encourage you today. But before I get into that, I just want to share some things with you guys to let you know that I'll post them too, Stacy. I'll give you the link for them. The biggest picture of all of this is that I noticed it this weekend when I said, how many of you feel like you're not using third-party validation? And a lot of them raised their hand because they're not taking people through the process, right? I did this. I did this with Sarah, who's a Pro 6, almost a Pro 7, and she's getting really close, right? She had a nutritionist that she'd been dripping on for a while, and the lady had a bad experience in network marketing, right? Do you guys think it really matters if people had a bad experience in network marketing? No. Sometimes. But do you think you can overcome that if you just love them? Yes, you can. And so she just loved on this lady. And she just, and I don't know if you guys have heard me teach this, but I think a lot of you have. I teach a piece at the end of my LifeVantage Academy called Influence Over Persuasion. You teach people, and even in this book, The Power of Five by John Maxwell, he says you become significant in life when you influence other people and you make it about them. Wow, right? So, you know what I did on that three-way phone call? I made it about her prospect. I encouraged her. I uplifted her. I said, you know what I told her at the end? I said, Jess, we need more people like you in this business. I said, you know what, Jess, you know what I've learned? That a lot of my friends warned me about chiropractors because they'd had bad experiences. I said, but one saved my life. If I'd have listened to them, or if I would have, one of my best friends who had a bad experience at a chiropractor and said, don't go to a chiropractor, maybe I'd still have 12 herniated discs in my neck and back, right? Lack of education, lack of opportunity, it's lack of education. When I got off the phone with her, Sarah said, Michael, she was so excited when she got off, she's going to sign up in about 10 days, right? It's a process. Most of you guys have never done more than 2 or 3 three-way phone calls with your prospects. Most of you have never followed up 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, or 5 times. 6% of you listening to my voice tonight have followed up 5 times. 6% of you. And 60% of your signups will come on that 5th follow-up. Do you guys think it's important? Super important. Super, super, super important. So let's do this. All right, Destiny, are you on there? I don't see your face.
You should call her last.
I'm here, Michael.
I don't see anybody else to call. I don't see Beth. Hey, honey, can you text Beth, please? Let's let her know I'd like her to talk. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right.
Hey, can you see me now?
Wait a minute. I might be able to.
Okay.
There you go. Awesome.
All right.
So, oh, there's Beth. All right, cool. Hi, Beth. So, Destiny, cool, and I'll just preface this a little bit before she talks. I got to see Destiny with her daughter at LifeVantage Academy, and it was really, really awesome just to look at the pictures and see the smiles on their face. And I know that's important to her. And so, why don't you talk about that a little bit and talk about your experience this weekend a little bit and share.
So my daughter just turned 18, and we've had a rough few years, but I've literally bought her a ticket to every event that I've came to. But this is the first one I've actually gotten her to. I've gotten her to the actual hotel, never made it down to the meeting before. And she took more notes than I did. So, and not only did we get there, we were there in time for the introduction. We were there on time. The only thing I regret is that we didn't get to stick around and talk to people afterwards, because that's my main thing. I wanted her to get her there to expose her to just a different type of people, just people that are motivated and wanting to do something more in their lives. Somebody, just an experience that's something different than what she sees every single day. And so, but we got a hotel room so that we could, just kind of have mom-daughter time and everything. And so, but that hotel was a little bit, they were more weird about your checkout time being after the meeting. So we had to go dip out and go get our stuff out of the room. But anyways, it was really good. And then we had such a good time together that we decided we just got another room for the night, and we stayed the whole weekend. So we just really bonded and everything. But it was awesome to hear Marilyn talk, because she talked a lot about mindset. And she also has 2 daughters. And so, she was, some of the things she was saying was very comparable to the things that I've said to my daughters. And, so my daughter's looking at me, and I'm like, yeah, if I'm not the only mom that, says, well, appreciate what you have and everything. But she talked about mindset and that was just something that I'm always working on, the mindset part of it. But she was just talking about, I was going to go over my notes and everything, but I'm just winging it, you guys. But just loving on people. And like you were saying, Michael, loving on people. I heard a sermon tonight at church. We came straight from Atlanta to the church, and then the sermon was about loving people and how sometimes we let people turn into, in our busy lives, they become obstacles in our way, or we find ourselves, even if we don't mean to, using them as the objects to help us get where we need to get. And what we need to do is just love people for people. And I was just thinking, that's really in our business and our everything in our life. If we just do that, if we just love people for people, then, and the point is we need to talk to people about this product. It's a good thing they need in their lives. We should show no prejudice. We have to talk to them about it and just love on them. And so if anybody else wants to talk, I'm going to go back to my notes because like I said, I just walked in the door, so I'm kind of winging it. But I mean, she was just really, I was surprised at how entertaining she was, because she was funny. Like she's so soft spoken on the building depth calls that she seems very, like, she's been through a lot of the mindset thing, building her personal growth stuff. And so I expected to hear a lot of that, but she had a very good sense of humor, and it made it very entertaining and everything. And I just really enjoyed it. Like I said, and even my daughter, who is touch and go about, being interested or whatever. And she's, been critical of me doing it. And then, then she'll go through a phase where she's building me up. I mean, I didn't even have to tell her to bring a notebook. She had a notebook, and it's like, it's what she's been waiting on these last 5 meetings she's supposed to go to. She was catching up, just catching up. And I'm like, afterwards, I said, can I copy your notes? Can I take a picture of your notes? So I've got her notes and mine.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. And what's so cool about that is I shared this before you got on, about how I saw the room that you guys were in, and everybody was packed in there, and it was really awesome because I saw people who had not attended before that were attending now from my uplines group that they were not attending, and they were there, and they said they took pages and pages and pages of notes, and they were super excited. And so, no, I am so glad. I think I saw Beth. I asked her if she wanted. All right. Let me just unmute her, and I'll see if she are you there, Beth? I like your picture. Oh, there you are. I'll unmute you, Beth.
Yes.
Hi. I saw before you go. I saw them bring the Pro 3s up to the front of the room, and Marilyn took a picture, and I saw you up there. So that was pretty cool. That was awesome.
Yes, sir. I think Destiny is more further there. She took also a picture, and one lady that I met, Miss Jane Anderson.
Jane Anderson, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It was fun, but anyway, it's good to talk to her and met her. I don't know if she's online, but anyway.
She's on here sometimes. Yep.
Is it my turn to
yeah,
share?
Your turn. It's
All
your
right.
turn. You look nice and fit. It's good to have you on, and I'm excited to hear from you. So share with.
I think I'm raised again from the dead. No, tell you the truth. After we came back from Belize, I don't know if Fred told you, I injured, like my knee. I came back from Belize to Atlanta wearing my cast, and then I'm in the wheelchair. But anyway, for about a month, I think I am depressed, but I am ignoring it. It's depressed because I can do much, when you can't walk. Yep. So anyway, I'm 80% okay. I can now go around. So
praise God.
Thank God I come back and I attend this LVA, and I think I need to grow. From being a Pro 3, I think I am still a kindergarten. Yes.
You're so funny. That's great. Awesome.
Because need to grow, because I always say detach the result. You do the action, detach whatever the results or outcome. So from that months by last year, I've been around with my Filipino people. I'm not a prejudice. I'm not turning them down, but I'm trying to understand what's going on. And I realized that do not surround yourself with the duck, or do not yourself with the people or more than broken than you. One of the event that I heard, I think Zoom call, do not surround yourself with the people who are less than your network. But I didn't say judge people, no. As long as you share the info and then they don't, they still skeptical, keep following up, do not give up. And still you need to grow. And then positive posture and good set of mind. Every day, you need to put in your mind a good set that you are grateful, happy, energetic, because you're the best example to your people, to your friends. You wanted to share your info, right? How you gonna share your product if you yourself doesn't look like healthy, right? So good example is you. And next one will be the best. This is the most I like Miss Marilyn Johnson share. Know how to handle to be a Pro 5, Pro 6, whatever your goal. Like me, I reached so far Pro 3 and still looks like I can handle to be a Pro 3. I need more Pro 5, Pro 4, Pro 5. Until now, I don't know how to handle a Pro 3 because I still need to grow. That's why I said I'm still a kindergarten. So keep moving, do the massive actions. And it says it's all about numbers. And always remember that everybody don't like rice, or not everybody like potatoes. Just share the information, follow up. Do not stop talking, because the moment you stop talking, as your business are, stop.
Man, that's awesome. That's so awesome. I took some notes, and I'm so glad you said some positive mindset, be the example, keep moving, constant follow-up. Not everybody likes rice and potatoes.
Yes.
I love that.
Just keep moving. Not everybody like coffee.
Hey, I don't like coffee. You know that. I don't like coffee.
I love coffee.
I know. I don't like coffee, but so no. What's that? Lisa said it's because I haven't had good coffee.
And you know what? Today, I've been with my friends. Again, that's what I said. I raised from the dead. So I could do the action again today. I said to my customers that they are on 3 synergizers. I said, I will make a video. Looks like I'm interviewing and share your testimony. I'm going to put you in YouTube.
Good for you. Good for you. That's awesome.
Losing their weight.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing.
That's all. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Destiny, you want to share some more?
Yeah, I've got my notes now, so I had a couple more things. Not
All right.
saying
You're in the dark now. We can't see you.
yeah, sorry. Okay, I'm on my phone, so it's a little bit.
That's okay. That's okay.
So I was like, looking at my daughter's notes, and she wrote down the same thing. So what like Beth just said, she's like a kindergartner. Well, you know, that's good, because it said, she told us to be excited and like a child and be eager to learn. So that's, you know, it's okay. Kindergartners, they're just open and willing to learn anything, you know, and that's the kind of passion we need to have, really. And then get rid of that stinking thinking. I thought that was cute. And then she said, you know, if you want to be successful, find someone who is successful and duplicate. And that's honestly, that's like with our, you know, our system is no different than anything else in life. That's exactly what everybody does. You pick a field you want to be in and you just do what they do. And she compared it to getting a degree. She said, you know, if you don't negotiate your degree, you don't say, no, I'm going to do it this way. You do what they tell you to do, what they did, what they tell you to do. And so the system is just like us getting our degree. So that was pretty cool. And when you know what you want and you want it badly enough, you'll find a way. She quoted that from Jim Rohn, and she said, you know, we'll either make a way or we'll make excuses. So, and that's exactly what we do.
Isn't that the truth? That's the truth.
Yep. So that was pretty much it. She talked about programming our minds to get what we want. And then our only competition is ourselves. Look in the mirror. That's your only competition. So, and that's
so true.
Tough competition some days. So
awesome.
But that's it. She mentioned, she talked a lot about that book club. Anybody that's not on that, not on the book club, if you can stay up late enough, if you're in this area, it's kind of a late thing. It's 11 o'clock with the building debt with Marcel doing that book club.
Read the book. You got to read the book. Tell them what
I'm doing it.
Tell them
yeah. So it's well, I've got one that's actually both of them combined, but it's developing the leader within you. And then the one after that's developing the ones around you. I bought the two together. I'm making myself not move forward past what we're doing, but it's good. The call last week though was like an hour and a half. So it was like 12:30. So I might have to start watching the replays. But
yeah, but hey, but at least you can just read the book.
Awesome.
You got to read the book. You can go back and watch the review if you want, but thank you for sharing that, and thank you for doing that. Guys, I'll before I move on, I'm going to just let you guys know, I read that book when I was in my 20s, okay? John rewrote it, Developing the Leader Within You 2.0. Marcel wanted to do the first one first. I've read the first one. Some people like the second one better. Some people like the first one better. Just read. Guys, it's so awesome to read that book. I'm going to pull up some things that I found from this presentation. Here, let me get this pulled up for you guys. Okay, so this is pretty cool. So this was LifeVantage presentation at the 22nd annual ICR Exchange Conference. So Darren got to expose LifeVantage at this thing, and it's for investors, guys, and for you guys. You guys are investors, right? Here's something that I took away after reading them. It's the reason why I hope you guys are using our Facebook page, the Biohacking Product and Insight Group, to put your customers and your distributors in there, because it's a safe page where it's private and you have to be involved in LifeVantage to be inside there. So, and we take people out all the time, right? Got to be careful what you say, guys. The reason a lot of the things that were happening is that people were making claims. Let me just share this with you guys, okay? Please do yourself a favor, okay? When you're doing calls with people, and you guys see this all the time. Hey, does anybody know somebody that's had this, and this, right? Guys, Sherry's smiling because she sees it all the time, right? Does anybody have testimonies over this, and this? Guys, you got, trust me, you have to get away from that. You have to lead people to understand why they take these products. Guys, do you know what's going to happen when we get a patent on the 3 Protandems in the next 90 to 120 days? It's never been done in history, all right? It's already, I mean, you're going to see some stuff on this slide that literally blows my mind. You guys know, I don't, what's the matter, honey?
The Packers scored.
Oh, okay. My wife is watching the game and she doesn't like the Packers. Julia, I'm sorry. Guys, I don't know if you've seen this video. I'm going to post it in the group. This is a new video on LifeVantage. It's really, really good. It's on Venmo. I will get this video and put it. I didn't embed it and make their slides. I just took these slides. It's a really cool new video. It's on Venmo. I'm going to put it on the Freedom Fighters page for you guys. Okay. here is some of the facts sheets for the stock prices. These are incredible. I looked through some of this stuff and the daily volume and where the stock is going and how it's increased. Guys, this is really awesome stuff. Look at the health trends, okay? You guys know that the biohacking, the aging code that Darren talked about when he was down on, guys, this is something I want you guys to do your best to talk about, okay? I want you to do your best to talk about this. Darren said the days of people getting sick and then looking for a solution are over with LifeVantage. Just think about that, right? We get to get people healthy now rather than worrying about them looking for a solution later, right? Look at what Darren said our mission is, to biohack the aging code. Do you guys remember what he said when he was asked if there was a goal for 2020? And he said, we're going to create more innovative, scientifically validated nutrigenomic products. I don't know about you, but that excites me. We're getting ready to make the mask one of our permanent products here pretty soon, which it was a massive success, right? Okay. And like I said, Darren says it right here on this piece. Guys, I will send this to you. I will put it in there. I will send you these slides. These slides are great. And there's also a new slide that I put into my LVA slides that shows you all the packages and all the product that you get now for each of those different 3 packages. All right. I don't know about you guys, but this is a pretty cool looking pack right here. Right. So one of the really cool things I like that he talks about, we all know about these. This is the same thing. Okay, let me just show you guys this. This is so cool. This is updated, a little bit of updated industry trends, okay? And then look at this, guys. This is massive. So look at the global trend towards entrepreneurship. 8% of entrepreneurs are 18 to 24. 25 to 34 is 20%. And 35 to 44 is 26%. So from 25 to 55 is where about 72% of entrepreneurs come from. Right? I know some of the older people on here are like, well, that doesn't include me. No, it does, because you're in the 22%ers, right? What's that, babe?
The cops just finally got there for Julia, so if she gets off, that's why.
Oh, okay. And that's one of the biggest things, guys. Just look at that. Global sales of 193 billion in 2019. I heard it's going to be over 201 billion for 2019, right? Global trends. And this is really exciting. I don't know about you guys, but more than 118 million direct sellers worldwide. Remember what I said? It doesn't matter if people don't like network marketing. A lot of people do, right? And you know what? How many people do you know that don't know about network marketing, right? Let me tell you a quick story. I met a guy in the airport, and he was getting on the same flight that I was from Boston, or from, gosh, where were we? Oh, DC to Boston, okay? DC to Boston. His name was Keith, and he had to go because he was on standby. He was living in Tampa. He had been on my other flight first, and he said he was going to Portsmouth. I was like, really? I was like, so am I. So he's like, well, let's connect. And so we started talking. I didn't see him, right? I was like, dang it, I should have got his phone number, right? And I got off the plane, and I couldn't find him. And I knew my ride was there, so I had to go and get picked up. So this is how God works, you guys. I go to the restaurant at the hotel I'm staying at, and I walk in, and guess who is standing waiting to get a table? Keith. And so we talked. He asked me what I was doing there. I told him, and he said, Mike, he said, let me ask you a question. This is what he said. He said, is this kind of like Amway? Guys, that's all he knew about network marketing. He didn't know. Stacy's laughing because you probably heard that numerous times before, right? It's just like Amway. And I was like, yes and no. I said, what do you know about Amway? And I asked him, he said, I just know a lot of people make a lot of money. I said, this is the Amway of the 21st century. And he was like, really? I was like, yeah. He goes, I want to know more. I said, look, it may or may not be for you, but thanks for asking what I do. And he was like, I definitely want to know. He goes, I want to know for my health, right? Maybe I just got a distributor. Maybe I just got a customer. But if you don't open your mouth, you'll never know, right? So, and I wasn't even planning on talking to him, guys, about it. I was just going to build a relationship. And then by the question, you guys heard me say this before on call after call after call. He who asks the most questions wins every single time, right? And look at this, guys. Look at the direct sales industry. 6.2 million direct sellers build businesses full-time. That means 30 hours or more a week, or part-time, fewer than 30 hours a week, right? Look at this. More than 36 million customers, includes those who have not signed an agreement with a direct selling company, not being a distributor. Guys, you're going to see this in here. 80% as of last year in 2019 of our revenue came from subscriptions. 80%. Do you know what the industry average is? 21%. 21%. You're 6 times the average. Okay? So just think about it. Look at this, guys. North America, right? 37.3 billion in sales, right? Top 3 product. Wellness, cosmetics, and household, right? Think about that, you guys. Wellness, cosmetics, and households. Think about this. LifeVantage is in the first 2 categories, right? Wellness and personal care, right? South Central, 25 billion. Guys, this is awesome. Check this next one out, okay? LifeVantage products address the 2 largest categories in the direct selling globally, the wellness and personal care, right? You guys can see those, right? 2 of the biggest, right? So look at this. LifeVantage operates in 7 of the 10 largest direct selling markets in the world. 7 of the 10. And Darren kind of gave us a hint that we're going to go in to the other 3 within the next 12 to 18 months, right? Just look at some of them. Korea and Germany, right? Brazil. I can't wait to go into Brazil because I know a lot of Brazilians, right? Malaysia. Guys, you see some of these? China, United States. Do you see this? This is big, okay? And here's what's going to drive it. This is what's really cool about this. Greater expansion of e-commerce, right? New Zealand, we just opened. Guys, look at this. The red carpet event is cranking, okay? We have over 70,000 created both organically and through our red carpet distributor base, okay? And there it is. 80% of our revenue derived from subscriptions, okay? And just look at this. I mean, cross-border, formerly launched in February 2018. Now we're massively expanding into China, right? E-commerce, right? You guys know all about that. Guys, listen to this. This is awesome. This is some of the things that they want to do for us with the red carpet program. Guys, a lot of you don't think you can find red carpet people. My friend Sarah found 3 of them on social media. Just building relationships, right? People were looking for network marketing that had been in network marketing and their company went bye-bye, right? And you know what Taylor Worry told me? He does the whole entire presentation for you, right? Guys, this is, you can, these people, we're going to attract tons and tons of these people. You guys know Mexico, Thailand, and Australia now, right? You can see the listing, Protandim NAD and the Tri-Synergizer, right? Guys, here's what I want to tell you. please do yourself a favor. Buy some of the new packets of the Tri-Synergizer, put a stick of Axio on 3 of them and give them to somebody. Only on one condition, that they'll sit down and let you do a presentation with them. Guys, I'm telling you, here's the number one thing that you're not doing that you need to do. When you give people samples, you must follow up with them, and you must have a presentation with them booked, or you do not give them the samples. How many people can text down in the text chat box that they've given people product and not had a good follow-up or not set up a follow-up? 90% of you. I'm telling you right now. Okay? 90% of you have given people product and not followed up. Okay? It's just the way you've done it. Now, we finally, I'm going to give this to you guys, have a better view of the study on what the effects of the 3 products have done now. Okay? I did a screenshot of it today, and yeah, see? And guys, do you see what Dave just said? The lady said she lost it. Because you never give it to him unless you have a follow-up. Like, I have a friend of mine, I saw it laying on his desk the other day. I said, hey, give it back to me. He said, no, I'll take it. I said, why? He never took it, sat there for 5 weeks. Give it back to me. It's $1.60 right? Give it back to me. Guys, look at this. This right here is mind-blowing, okay? Do you guys remember when we knew that Protandim was already the best product you could ever find, the NRF2? Okay? Think about it. Set up the follow-up. Daniel set up 2 follow-ups today inside of Facebook Messenger. Okay? And now we just need to set a time with those 2 people to talk. That's why I made a Calendly link so people could schedule times on my calendar. And then do them right there in Facebook Messenger. We can do a video chat with the 3 of us. Guys, I taught that this weekend and people ate that up. Okay? Just look at this. All 3 of these products make all 3 of them work better. Protandim Nerve 2 used to work 1 to 1 million. Now it's 1 to 15 million free radicals. Are you kidding me? You think you should go back to all your NRF2 clients and say, look at this. Do you want Protandim Nerve 2 to work even better, even though it's the most scientifically validated product in history? Okay? Right? I'll give you guys that slide if you want it. And then, guys, I got a hair care customer this week from another network marketer that had been watching my comments and stuff on my hair. Right? I'm going to do a video chat with my hairdresser when I go to see her next week. How I used to go every 5 weeks, and now I go every 2.5 weeks. Lady bought a whole kit for her husband. You guys know how much money you make off of that? Make like $40 or 40 some bucks, yeah, right? $89 billion global industry, growing to $110 billion in 2024. Guys, you have the 2nd highest rated shampoo and conditioner and scalp serum on Think Dirty, which has now become the #1 way to make yourself healthy with stuff you put on your skin and in your hair. Are you kidding me? Come on, guys. All right? Technology's changing. Guys, there's a lot of stuff coming. Real pay, free shipping. You guys know all this stuff. Guys, look at this. Out of 193 billion in the industry, 71% is in the US, Canada, Puerto Rico, and Mexico. 7% in Thailand, Australia, and Europe, and 21% in Japan and China. Just look at that, guys. Guys, start going into LinkedIn and Facebook groups. I've got at least 15 leads right now from one Facebook group. All right? Sales history, look at this, guys. We're trending up. Guys, if you took Apple's history and showed it compared to this, you would see the same trend until they got momentum, and then it went straight up. But theirs went really far down. Okay? Guys, this is more exciting than it's ever been before. Look at this. 71% of sales, okay, in the Americas market launched when we had Pro Tandem, Omega, Prebio in Mexico. Successful leadership events. You can see all those. 71% of sales, right? 29% of sales is in the Pacific and European markets. All right? You can see that we're getting ready to have some new markets, right? So let me go through and finish this. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. All right? Guys, I hope I will give you guys these. I took time to look through them. You should know some of this stuff. And you should have this in your arsenal if somebody asks you about something. You can say, here, take a look at these slides. This was done at one of the top financial conferences in the world, right? So let me ask you a question. How many of you are going to go to LifeVantage Academy in March? Raise your hand. Let me put this down here. How many of you are going to LifeVantage Academy in March? Raise your hand. I am. Stacy says he can't go, right? He's got something planned. I forgot. But who else? Like I saw Beth make a comment on something. She's like, I'm never missing another one, right? And that's how you make commitments to it. I told Sherry this before we got on. After March, right? It goes all the way till October, right? Oh yeah, you got a French course. I remember you're learning French. I remember. So Stacy can watch the virtual one on see? So you can raise your hand, right? So guys, I hope that you have enjoyed tonight. Before we go, does anybody want to make a comment? Maybe Stacy, do you want to share something that maybe you learned from Joe when you were at the LifeVantage Academy? Do you have your notes there? Do you want to share something? Okay. So I'll before we go, I know Stacy had wanted to share something earlier, but I didn't know. I forgot to ask him. But does anybody else have a question or a comment of what maybe they learned, maybe something they took away this weekend, or maybe something that was sparked in them that they're going to do different than what they've been doing? You want to share a little something, Stace, or no? All right, let me unmute you. Unmute. All right, go ahead.
Okay, Joe was really big into the compensation plan and the linear and residual income, which really hit home with me because I've been kind of going the product side and turn around and telling people about the products and stuff like that, but it's not solving the problems that some of the people are having. Whereas the business side of the house with the tax write-offs and freaking people turn around making the extra income and being able to get more back into their pockets is the side that I'm now going to shift towards, because people want their money back. They don't want to give it all to the government. Like, I know people that are running 2-3 different kinds of jobs right at the moment, and out of that, 50 to 55% of that income goes right back to the government. Well, why not put $4,000 back into your pocket instead of giving it away? If they have to spend $1,500, they don't have to, like, $1,500 versus the $4,000, you're still $2,500 ahead. Plus you have the tax write-offs for the next year, and you don't have to make any money on it. You could turn around and just join as a business partner and tell your other friends that you can join as a business partner, and you could turn around and claim all this stuff back, and they're going to spread it to their friends. And yes, you'll turn around and have a whole bunch of packages, and then you can say, okay,
I'm glad you shared that.
Now since you got the packages, try the products. And then once they start getting the product evaluations and pass that on to their friends saying, holy geez, boys, do I ever feel good now? And pass that on to their friends, the product stuff will build. So I was kind of doing the opposite, but now I'm going to start pushing the benefits of having the business towards the people.
And what's really good about that, Stacy, is a lot of times customers we'll upgrade the distributors if we go back and share the business opportunity with them once we've already had them on the products for a while.
Yeah.
That's why Erica Dale and I were talking about that a couple weeks ago, that she just constantly follows up with her customers and they end up at going up to a distributor because they own the benefits of that.
And active listening. Ask good questions, but come back with solutions to their problems when you hear what they say. That
Yeah.
is another big thing that he threw out there. You don't have to try to solve their solutions before you even know what their problems are in the first place. You have to turn around and listen to them, ask them intriguing questions so that it'll bring it out saying, okay, these are what I'm looking for. These are my concerns. Or say, well, I got to work 3 jobs to make ends meet. Well, there's other ways of doing this that might be a little bit easier on you, and
Yes.
the solution.
Yes. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That's really good. That's really good. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
It's awesome. Anybody else? Anybody else? Sarah, Sarah? Go
We
ahead.
had Robin Summers Smollett here in Denver. And one of the things that they said that I hadn't thought about before is that as much as success is a habit, so is quitting.
Wow. Say that again.
Success is a habit, quitting is a habit.
Quitting, and Sherry, what's really good about you saying that is that it happens with everybody.
Mhm.
If you quit once, you quit twice, you quit 3 times, you quit 4 times, and then by the time you feel, I teach this to my clients, you actually feel like a quitter
Mhm.
because Destiny said it. Actually, Beth said it, divorce the outcome and marry the process.
Exactly. When we made Pro 5, we were at a meeting and Arlen and Judy were there, and Arlen said to us, I have just one thing to say to you. Do not quit.
Because how they say in Canada, the process, right? Stacey, the process. In Canada they say the process instead of the process. I love that. They say it in Maine too, which is funny. You know, they've got kind of that little swag there, but that process is allowing yourself to see yourself at the end.
Mhm.
Seeing yourself at the end. A lot of people don't see themselves at the end. Like for me, change, like, taking a different job and your wife not supporting you. And I had a guy in the room this weekend who's definitely didn't want to support his wife, but he was there. And who do you think I focused on during the presentation a little bit? Him. And he came up to me afterwards and he said, did you know I didn't support my wife? And I said, kind of, I could tell. He said, thanks for including me. He goes, I think I'm going to come in March.
Oh, good. Yay.
Right?
Mhm.
And I said this, this is what makes people not want to quit is community, right? Feeling like they're a part of what we're doing and then finishing what they started. So guys, I'm super excited. I don't know if you guys could tell I was super excited tonight. I feel like this has been a great call. I feel like that we've learned a lot. We've inspired each other. I've been inspired by Beth and by Destiny and Stacey and now Sherry and just the people that I get to do this with. What I'm really encouraged by is just culture, as I said, the culture of getting to know like-minded people. Destiny said it. It's all about your mindset, right? So, guys.
Good point. If you want, there, Mike.
No, yeah, give us one more if you want. Sure, we're good.
He turned around. He said in Benjamin Franklin's clothes, the piece of paper, the reasons to start the business and the reasons not to, and get them to write it out. And you help them with the reasons to start and get them to write out 5 reasons to start and 5 reasons why not to. He says most of the people that he's ever come across have only gone to 3 for reasons not to start, and there you have about 8 to 10 reasons to start. And he says he's got a lot of people off of the fence with just that little piece of paper.
Good. I'm so glad you told me that. I'm gonna have to ask him for that. I'm gonna have him show me more about that. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. I appreciate that. Guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna end the recording.